Alright guys, well welcome to a new and another 2-block haircut tutorial. Yes, before we continue, just click that like button. Please do subscribe, it would mean the world to me. So as you can see with this gentleman, what makes this 2-block haircut more different than the other gentlemen's? Well, first off, this one will be again cut on the short on the sides with the clipper, but as you can see, I'm holding it from at an angle and doing a dry cut. This is usually okay with people who have relatively clean hair and don't have that messy hair with product in it or bedhead. Usually you can do a dry cut if their hair is clean and not matted down, so it just kind of saves some extra time, but we can get the gist of it. So I'm just kind of lengthening, getting an idea, getting a feel for the hair. So what makes this really different from the other cuts is this gentleman does have a longer face. His hair is on the thicker side, not only with density, that means hair per square inch, but his strands are also incredibly thick. Make sure, of course, always section. I always put a little bit of conditioner, and here just watch closely right here where I section. Again, when we do the 2-block, it can also be a middle part or part haircut style per se. You want to usually find the parting, it's either naturally between your iris and the inside of your brows on both sides, as you can see right there. So sectioning is incredibly important. I do use a little bit of hair conditioner to make sure the hair stays wet. We're going to be starting off with a number 1. And remember, barbers, always keep an eye on that lever. Yes, you can open and close it to take out lines. You can use a guideline. If you are a starter, I don't typically use a guideline, and yes, you can use a soft board bristle brush to brush away the hair so you can see the fade better. I personally don't. For me, I like to use cordless clippers because I don't like dancing around the wires. Some barbers think that having a clipper with a wire works better due to more RPMs and energy consistently going through the device. Which is true, don't get me wrong, but there is the con of like dancing around your wires the whole time, and I really don't like doing that because I tend to trip quite a bit. I do have butter fingers, so I practice over time holding the wireless clippers much better than the ones with wires. And I always have 2 wireless clippers just in case one runs out of batteries or I accidentally drop one. So we're just going to be shaving up the sides. Now, as you can see in comparison to the other photos, the other 2 blocks, I did a scissor over comb right there. Yes, because I just kind of want it to look really natural, look nice right there. And I'm just hitting the top. We're pulling it back. His hair sections quite easily, so I don't need to clip it up too much. I will be clipping it up later. As you can see, when I do the line up, I kind of like to, fade it up with the T-trimmer, because if you push down too hard, you will irritate the skin. There's the box shaver, give him a nice clean cut. Let's start working on the back now. Yes, again, working on the back, fading it up, starting with a number 1. This is going to be a 1 to 3. And remember, the connection with the back hair to the sides, right behind the ear, is very important. And try your best not to cut the hairs. This gentleman's hair is really easy to work with. It is on the more silkier side. That's why I didn't clip it up in comparison to the other gentleman. So because this gentleman has a longer face, that means there's more surface area to fade, which is actually a good thing, but it does require more work. And because the face is more longer, we have to do a back taper, that little bump in the back that connects the top. Yes, we need to make sure it fades properly, and we're going to have a lot of hair to work with. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time on the back because this gentleman's face is on the longer side. Again, typically we like to start our 2 blocks cut above the ear at an angle, and always slightly above the eyes. And I always use thinning shears. Again, you can use regular shears, but if you use the thinning shears, you can take off length if you keep hitting it, keep cutting, and you add texture. So to me, it saves more time. I tend to practice right there. This spot is the hardest spot, and you really want to make sure it connects. And then you kind of usually want to scissor blend or scissor over comb. Here I'm doing the scissor over comb, just lifting it up, eyeballing it. Make sure to always comb the hair back down so you know what it looks like. Again, it's very important to, of course, get the hair wet, but also always do a second dry cut. Now you can see I'm being very delicate about this area, especially with some guys, especially if Asian guys, our spiral back there, that cowlick, that mofo will stick out like no other if too short. So having it long like this is really nice. It's a very popular style. I do this cut like 4 times a day. Jeez Louise. BTS is putting guys on the map. I mean, us Asian guys on the maps. I mean, you got white chicks dating Asian guys now, so that's pretty cool, I guess. Anywho, we're using the box shaver. Let's start working on the other side. Now, I am clipping up this side because he wears this side down. So I just want to make sure that we don't hit the top and make sure it and it's just easier when you just clip it. The other side I didn't clip because it was on the longer side because he flows his hair to the right side. So because it was so long, I could kind of just comb it over and it did stay here. But this area is going to be more shorter, the ones that were clipped up, and because they're more shorter, they're more prone to being accidentally cut. So I clipped it up just to make sure. We're doing the fade. There's the connection again. Again, I'm using my thumb to hold the ear back. Yes, it gets a little irritating. I know you can see his ear getting red, but you know, perfection is key. I want to make sure the hair is perfect. We're going around the ears. Of course, you see me fading up with the trimmer. I'm just kind of clicking it up. So at this point, we are gonna blow dry the hair, make sure it gets nice and dry so we can see the natural way it lays. And of course, again, there we go, we are sectioning it. I'm always ask the client where the usually section is so you can cut accordingly. And now the bangs area, the first 3 inches of hair from the hairline is going to be more longer, and past that I'm going to be layering it and making it more shorter. Of course, I'm pulling everything from an angle. There we go. I'm using my blow dry technique. Yes, you take the vent bristle brush, you rake in your hair, you rotate forward and pull up. Just doing a little bit of this will definitely change your hair and make it look so much better, even if you did a tiny bit. Because I know most guys, they don't usually blow dry their hair at all, and it makes you look so much better. And you can see I'm just going over it just to make sure everything's really clean, looking nice. I will be putting layers in. Of course, there's some good old-fashioned clipper over comb, making sure the back is perfect. I really should pump him up. I need to stop squatting. Hey, but maybe it makes your butt look nicer. I don't know. So let's take a look at everything nice and clean. Woo, look at that. I'm just loving everything. We don't even have hair product in. Check that out. The layers, the cleanliness. It fits his face structure. There's a lot of flavor on the sides. Since there was more surface area, we had to blend it back more. Now look at that. I always use a mixture of clay and hairspray, and look at those layers. Dang, wow. Now he can wear it down the middle, you know, he can throw it to the side. A majority of the 2 blocks nowadays looks best being pulled back for Western looks. The bowl cut, you know, that beaver look is kind of old-fashioned. It's very popular in Korea currently at the moment, but you can form it into that style if you wanted to. He absolutely loves it. I love cutting this gentleman's hair. He comes in very often. And yeah, let's take a look at the before. You're going to see a huge difference. It is messy. You know, we do have the same shape. He has a thick, hard part on the back, the spiral. And here is the after. Check it out. A model in disguise. Great smile with hair. Super versatile. That back blended to perfection. Guys, please leave a like. Ask me anything in the comments and hit that subscribe button. You guys have a good rest of your day. And then this is JT. Bye-bye.